I thought it was so good. It works. It works. Oh. Hey guys, John here, aka Bruce Lee. We're back with another Jackie Chan reaction, since we all love Jackie Chan, I hope. This is Wheels on Meals. Meals on Wheels? Wheels on Meals fight scene with Jackie Chan and Benny Urquidez, who is a legendary martial artist in his own right and really represented the Western style of boxing and kickboxing back in the day when we were doing all those international style fights. So really awesome guys here. We're going to give it a rating on 1 out of 10 based on 2 criteria. 1 out of 10 on how realistic we think it is, and 1 out of 10 on how entertaining it is, since that's really the main objective of any movie. Again, my name is John, aka Bruce Lee. I'm a Muay Thai fighter and kickboxing teacher here from Canada. Let's get into the breakdown. Ooh, that's cool. It already starts out pretty cool. Very acrobatic. You know what's funny? Like, whenever I bleed into like my lips bleeding or nose bleeding, I've never licked it and spit it out like that. I always thought that was the coolest thing, but now that I spar quite often, or like I did before COVID, that never came up for me. Nice spinning back kick. So what Benny Urquidez did there was that, I don't know why he had to take off his jacket at the same time, but as Jackie Chan overreached on the way in, he did a spinning kick to make it seem like he was going to fall back, but actually was just getting momentum to counter him. Super realistic. And so quick. I love this guy's speed. Nice little crescent kick. Nice hook kick over the top. If that gets you over the temple, or even worse on the chin, it absolutely hurts. It can knock you down like that. So even though they're choreographing this, like, don't get me wrong, guys, like a hook kick that goes around your guard, hits you on the temple, it hurts like a bee, because of the sharp part of your heel. I always thought those gloves were the coolest thing on Jackie Chan's. Why are people like, just take off your sweaters beforehand, you guys? Why are you doing it at the same time? Nice jab from the Philly shell. Fake into another jab. Very real. Oh, Benny Urquidez there that snuck in where he slipped to his right and did a jab, but instead of like the straight way that Jackie Chan did, the reason that like Jackie Chan fell for it is that he slipped right and did more of a backhand kind of jab, which Bruce Lee was known to do. Very cool stuff. Good elbows. That clinch wasn't amazing, so let's back it up here for a second. So right here, I usually find that when you clinch someone, you want to get your shoulders, your head closer to their head and your hips closer to them. And when you pull your hips back like this, like that is how you generate force for a knee. But the amount that he's doing it here is kind of like almost falling back. Like, it means like Jackie Chan could also have kneed him right here, right? So this is not like a perfect like Muay Thai clinch in my opinion. But I think he's just going for speed here more than anything. Just a little bit to notice though. Nice elbow to the solar plexus. Absolutely hurts. Jackie Chan, stop backing up. Nice. Ooh, that was cool. So a couple things that happened there. I think Jackie Chan should just move to the left or right here. It was hard because you can see Benny Urquidez has him kind of trapped by placing his leg in between Jackie Chan's legs. So you gotta either push him back or move to the side when someone's trying to corner you like this. And then when Benny Urquidez does, so finally Jackie Chan pushes him off, and Benny Urquidez, he actually does a spinning kick and it like blows the candles out. So watch this, pushes him off, and look, the candles went out. That's so cool. And super realistic, guys. Like, that can actually happen if you have the speed for it. You'll see, like, Conor McGregor back in, like, 2016 or 17, he released a video of him, like, blowing candles out with his spinning kicks or even just his punches to show off how good his speed was. It's super realistic, you guys. So that's not just, like, a movie thing. Like, that's super, super cool. Nice. Another backhand kind of like jab like this. Very kung fu or like Wing Chun style. Oh. Countered with a good kick. Ow. Nice. that actually works. So I actually got into a position like this once where I had someone arm locked exactly what Jackie Chan had. I got behind him, grabbed the underside of his shoulder and kind of his neck. I was going to try and trip him or knee him, and he absolutely did something like this where he kind of like elbowed me here and then just like pulled my neck out. When you control the neck, you control the body. So I've never been flipped over like that, but the whole like steering someone by controlling their neck like this, super realistic. Whoa, I don't know how. Wait, how did that flip happen? So he had his hair. Oh, I guess that would work, like a leg sweep. That hurts, man. Oh, another spin kick. So let's look at that again, because I love these spin kicks. So watch, as Jackie Chan charges in, Ben Urquidez will just use that momentum of like spinning and driving his heel into him. It hurts even more than what Jackie Chan is showing. Like a lot of times, so Jackie Chan like stopped, like blah, right? But a lot of the time, if you see like Dennis Seaver do this to people, or even Conor McGregor to Dennis Seaver, it doesn't just hit you when you stop. It can like completely drive you back and just eviscerates your organs, or it can even crack a rib. So those spinning kicks, if you leave yourself open to that, is super damaging. Good combo from Jackie Chan. It's good speed. Ben Urquidez, speed of his own.
This guy's tough. Don't panic.
This is like a, you know, I didn't know that they did this, but this is literally like an anime thing, right? Where they just zoom into their faces.
This guy's tough. Don't panic.
Yeah, and when I fight guys, I never just stare at a guy being like that never happens for me, but that's super cool to dramatize it like that. Like, it's such an old school like anime or like Bollywood thing where they gotta zoom in on your eyes like that, or like, for all I know, like Jackie Chan's entire like life and his friends will like flash before his eyes like they do in Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Doesn't really happen. Like, I find in fights like things are happening so fast. Like, you can think and you can strategize and you can think on things on like a tactical level, but this whole like deep contemplation for me like has never happened, because you just don't have time to react like that when someone's in front of you trying to hit you in the face.
Think of it as a training session. Don't panic.
Don't panic. Okay.
Next round.
So what I like about this already is that like Benny Urquidez is kind of like, you know, he's a little confused to what's happening, but what Jackie Chan I can tell is going to be a lot better already. He's like, look how loose he is right now, and he's like walking and chilling, and I guess his like a little contemplation, like his eye zoom thing actually did make a difference. It's like, I find I work best when I'm composed and able to react properly to my opponent. If I'm worried or skittish or tense like this, like I'm naturally going to be more predictable than loose, and I can react a little bit better. So I like this a lot, actually. And the whole taunting thing, if you can like piss someone off, it makes them more predictable too. So Benny Urquidez is really hesitant right now, like. So when you see Benny look down for a second, he noticed a stance change, and with Jackie Chan, he's actually like tighter and more stable before, but now he's loose and is more agile. So he might sacrifice some of his stability to go with more agility, which I find is actually more difficult to deal with. Like someone with really good movement is offense and defense built in. So I actually prefer if guys are like more heavier based, because that means I can predict them a bit better. So Benny Urquidez is like reading that, I think, and just being like, okay, I might have to change my game plan a little bit to adjust to this. That's what I mean, right? Like, in the middle of a fight, you can absolutely like think tactically, strategically. Okay, good. Ooh, I like that. Let's see that fake. Benny Urquidez stops his kick in the middle to see, like, that right there. He's just seeing his knees up. He sees if he needs to block something else, and then he switches back in the stance. Throw a kick. Very realistic. Ooh. That was really good.
2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4.
Change some front kicks. Good double kick from Benny. Ooh, that was good. I like those spin kicks where, like, if you miss or even one gets blocked and you just keep spinning to throw a second kick, it's like, it feels like 2 for 1, and Benny Urquidez is absolutely capitalizing on that now. I got a triangle lock going. It works. It works.
You're pretty good.
Benny Kid's looking a little stiffer now, actually.
Come on!
Fail the feint. That's the thing about feints, you guys. You can like feint 1 or 2, but on the 3rd one, they start getting a hold of your pattern. So you gotta do something else different. Otherwise, this happens.
I should have paid more attention in class.
I love Jackie Chan, man. Good blocks. I actually don't like that whole Philly shell thing for kickboxing. I've been meaning to film a video on this, but like the Philly shell in kickboxing, I find like there's a time and place for it where it absolutely works. But I find for blocking kicks the way he did, it's not as effective as you would think, or at least as I would like. So kind of curious he does it there. Nah, he choked out that knee really well. Jackie did. Good double kick. So what they just tried to display there, guys, is when Jackie Chan lands this kick right here, and as someone's falling or leaning back, if you hit them while they're falling, that's the most susceptible they'll ever be to damage. And the reason is because if you hit someone hard but they have their feet underneath them, they have their balance, they can brace that punch decently well. But if you're in the middle of falling, you have nowhere to displace that force except into like basically your own skull or your own neck. So if you can hit someone while they're falling down, absolutely very effective. And in Muay Thai, this is a legal shot. I think in like boxing or stuff like that, you're not, or certain kickboxing, with kickboxing, it's not one set of rules everywhere. With kickboxing, it's a very broad set. Like Glory Kickboxing might be different from like a bunch of a K1, like a bunch of other rule sets, and most of the time they don't really like it or allow you to hit someone while they're falling because it can be really, really dangerous. Like you can cause much more significant brain trauma to hit someone in the middle of the fall. In Muay Thai, it's absolutely legal. Like as long as their knee or their hands aren't on the ground, you can do whatever you want essentially. So curious there, but if you land a hit while someone's falling like that, it's like a 10 times damage multiplier in my opinion. But maybe not 10 times, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, it hurts significantly more. Like, in real life, if Benny could get up from this at all, I'd be very, with his feet underneath him, I'd be very impressed.
What a hit!
You see his legs are wobbly now? They did a really good job of simulating that. Like, obviously it's acting, but like this, I call this the stank leg, which absolutely happens. Like, when you take enough brain trauma, like, you can't, like, what's happening is that like the rocks in your cochlear, is it rocks or the cochlear part of your ear is completely out of sorts, and that's the part that helps you balance. So your legs can't really stay upright underneath you because your body can't determine how to balance or right itself. So what's happening to Benny right here? Absolutely realistic. If he stood up like just normal, I'd be like, okay, that's not realistic. But the fact that he's wobbly like that and is hurting, he's a lot slower now too. This is Jackie's chance to capitalize. Block the uppercut. Oh! Starting to look away. If ever you're as your opponent or you yourself are looking away to defend yourself, for me the fight's basically almost over. Nice. Attack that body too, Jackie. There you go. If they're covering up their face, hit him in the body until that opens up. So what Benny's doing here is very, very smart. So he grabs a hold of him. This is very common in boxing. When your legs are not underneath you properly because they're hurting or like, you know, you've taken some brain trauma, you can sometimes catch your breath or give your brains a chance to recover by clinching up and grabbing them because they can't really do significant damage to you. So you're expending cardio to hold on to them, of course, yes, but it gives your brain a chance to like sort itself out and like rebalance, recalibrate. So Benny's doing the absolute right thing here. Holding on for dear life, absolutely happens. Now he's shelled up a bit. Oh! So that's it, you guys, for Meals on Wheels fight scene with Jackie Chan and Benny, or it's I think it's like Thomas against a thug. I'm not too sure. I thought it was so good. Like, it's such a good fight scene. Like, so many awesome like hook kicks, spinning kicks, crescent kicks even at one point. Fast punches. I wasn't a big fan of the Philly shell in kickboxing, but there's absolutely a time, like, I do the Philly shell, don't get me wrong, but I'm surprised that they use that so much. And I think that some of the blocks were like 100% like like most trained fighters, especially Benny. I don't think Benny would never get caught being like this against the wall. He would at least shell up properly. So there's a couple things there that were maybe a stretch, but overall super realistic, guys. I'm gonna give this a quick rating. Realism, I think it's a 10. Like, it is so good. Like, the only things that I was talking about, like, maybe tactically I wouldn't have done them, but they were absolutely realistic. Like, you could do them, and their execution was basically flawless. And entertainment, I'm gonna give that another 10. I thought it was so good. I can't believe this is a 6-minute fight scene, because for me, it felt like a minute had passed watching this with you guys. So, super good scene. And Jackie Chan, amazing martial artist against another amazing martial artist. So that was just a pleasure for me to watch, y'all. It's always a pleasure for me to be able to watch with you guys. So please like and subscribe, because it helps out the channel big time. And I do want to see you on my video. I want to hang out with you again. And comment below what you thought of this scene. If there's anything I missed I should have talked about more, or any scenes that you think I should do next, whether it's Jackie Chan, Benny, or fitness, nutrition, whatever, you guys, you name it, and I'm gonna get it uploaded. So I love interacting with you guys, so please comment. Let's call it a day for now. Bruce Lee is out. Thanks for watching.